Well, hello everyone, and thanks again for joining us for another. I'll get it right here. Too many buttons to press. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Garden City Community Chat. This is episode number 513. It is Thursday, January 28th, 2021. I am your host, Kerry, and also joining me tonight, the most accurate weatherman and co-host, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing well, but like you've been noticing outside, it's a bit chillier out there, so I'm going to issue a burr warning out there.
Yeah, really. And also, longtime Garden City resident and former councilman and co-host Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
Outstanding, Kerry, but I am improving.
Good. Hey, we hope you're all safe and doing well and staying warm wherever you are. I have a program note for you for next week. We're going to have Tracy Tatro. She is the president and founder of the Garden City Neighborhood Watch Patrol. She'll also be joined by Jen Rice. She's the vice president, so stay tuned next week for the Garden City Neighborhood Watch Patrol. They will be here, and we'll find out everything you need to know about them and how you can volunteer to participate and much more. So please mark your calendars, and we hope you'll join us for that. All right, tonight we are happy to have our good friend Garden City Mayor Randy Walker back for another visit. He'll be here shortly to update us with any new news and information for the community, as well as answer any of your questions you might have. So have them ready. And he'll also share with us the latest COVID numbers as well. So we'll see how Garden City is doing there. First up, Dr. Tom is going to be here with the latest weather forecast for us. And then, Mike, I'm pretty sure you have a few announcements for us, right?
I do.
Good. So grab your favorite beverage or snack, and we hope you'll join us for the next hour or so right here live from Garden City, Michigan. Should be a good one. But first, we want to thank all of our listeners and followers of the show who tune in every Thursday night, not only from our hometown here of Garden City, but several surrounding communities as well. We want you to know your support is greatly appreciated. So please continue to watch, share, and listen. And remember, if your community has any events, announcements, or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
They should email us, Kerry.
Exactly. Email us the details at gcommunitychat.com, or you can message us at facebook.com/gcchat, and we'll be more than happy to announce those for you. Okay, we have a great show tonight, a lot to get to. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns for our guests, be sure to type them in the comments section if you're watching us live on Facebook tonight, or text your questions to 734-788-9319, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you. All right, let's get Tom in here now with the latest check of the weather, and then we'll spend some time chatting with Garden City Mayor Randy Walker. Whoop, wrong song.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away.
Tom didn't want to sing to that?
Somebody needs to take away hit the buttons of Kerry. He's all messed up to that.
I know. Must be that cold weather.
Yeah, we'll blame the cold weather on it.
Yeah.
I mentioned that, but yeah, old man winter really moved in this week. It's definitely been a little bit more of a snowy week. Definitely more of a cold week out there as well. And if you want, we're going to continue the trend.
Oh, boy.
Even if you don't like it,
right.
The trend will be continuing as we end the month of January out there. But for the rest of tonight, we're going to be dealing with another cold night out there. Temperatures will be into the teens again for overnight lows. So definitely are one of our colder nights out there.
Wow.
And that trend will continue as we get into Friday. A whole bunch more sunshine to start the day tomorrow. And as we get throughout the day, we'll see more clouds build in throughout the day. But again, just like the last few days, temperatures won't get out of the 20s. So another cool Friday out there.
Ooh.
And as we get into Friday night, again, temperatures will be into the teens for overnight lows. And as we get into the weekend, we'll see a lot of clouds begin to increase on Saturday, but overall a dry day on Saturday. Temperatures will be into the lower 30s, so that could probably be a little bit of a hint that we're going to be getting into more of an active weather pattern.
Yeah.
And that will be the case as well, because when those temperatures get kind of close to freezing, we get closer to weather systems, and you get those increases in those temperatures. And we're going to be seeing that. Our next round of snow, accumulating snow at that rate, will be moving in to our region Saturday night, and will continue throughout the day on Sunday, and it will probably continue into Monday as well. This now is not going to be a continuous large snowstorm that will be snowing for that long amount of time, and we're not going to be buried in that. But there will be rounds of snow throughout that entire time, and some of that snow will, again, be accumulating. Now, I know people aren't going to like this, but sometimes you want numbers. I'm not going to give you numbers. You know, last week I said that we were going to see the chances of accumulating snow, and we did see that, and we did see a little bit of snow, but you'd have to stay tuned to the website, because that's the best way of getting the most accurate totals. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but with this storm, this past storm, I thought I did all right with the forecasting. Some people amplified the storm. I kind of was more conservative, and the storm was not a big snowstorm that we had earlier this week. So you got to stay tuned for those numbers as we get closer to the event. But yeah, just keep in mind that as we get into Saturday night, Sunday night, and into Monday, we'll see rounds of snow moving through, and some of that snow, yes, will be accumulating. So we'll see that starting to add up again on top of the snow we already have out there. So yeah, Old Man Winter is really starting to make its presence, and really digging in its heels. So it's definitely going to be here for the next week or so, and expanding outward into the new month of February. The trend will kind of continue a little bit. We'll see another snowstorm or potential storm moving into our region into the month of February as well. That will probably be the trend as well. So you'll see these on and off systems moving through, and we'll probably see some snow moving in and then moving out. So as of right now, I can say at least that I don't think that the snowstorm upcoming will be a very significant snowstorm. We haven't really seen a significant snowstorm move into our region this year. It's actually been a couple of years, to be honest. We've actually fairly been fairly well, relatively speaking, with snow events here in Michigan over at least in Metro Detroit for the last couple of years, and that trend kind of will be continuing. But nevertheless, we will see some accumulating snow if you do want some snow. But we'll definitely keep you updated with the numbers as well. And quickly expanding outward and talking about some other weather, this is affecting all of the United States. I mean, I talked about it on last week's show that it really started to cool down, and it helped with the wildfire risk. That is no longer a really big deal, but unfortunately, they're dealing with a lot of rain out there.
Mudslides.
And unfortunately, you can deal with, like you said, mudslides and flooding because of the potential from the wildfires not really having stable ground. So that's obviously a big threat out there. Another big threat out there is avalanches as well. There's feet and feet of snow into the mountains of the Sierra Nevada, and that's been a big problem out there, and that will probably continue for the next few days as that storm system moves east and approaches our neck of the woods into the weekend. But that has been a big problem out there. There was also a pretty significant tornado moving through Alabama recently as well. So it's been a fairly busy pattern across the weather world this week. And like I said, if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated on the snow totals and the radar and the forecast. So head over there this winter, and it will keep you updated.
All right. Yeah, a lot of good information over there on the website and the radar and all that. So very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You just have to bundle up. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, just a quick reminder, our show streams live every Thursday evening at 8 p.m., so we hope you'll set aside some time to join us, and be sure to invite your friends to join in as well. Also, if you go to our Facebook page, be sure to like the page, follow us, and that way you'll be reminded whenever our show is streaming live. You can also get more information and contact us by visiting our website at gccommunitychat.com. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He's been pretty much a regular on our show, and we're always happy to he takes the time to stop by and share his information with us. Please welcome Garden City Mayor Randy Walker. How you doing, Mayor?
Good. How you doing, Kerry?
Doing good. Just trying to stay warm.
I hear you.
So thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
Oh, it's always good to be on.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me put you in the big one here. So for those that don't know, you did have knee replacement surgery. How's that going?
Still very sore. The healing process is going a lot slower than I thought it would be. And,
Right.
still dealing with pain, but hopefully getting better.
Pain from the surgery, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And then rehabbing too. That really
Rehabbing it, laying there at night and you can't sleep because your knee
right.
is throbbing in pain. So and you get no
Exactly.
sleep, and
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I'll get there.
Yeah. It'll get better. It should get better anyway. So tonight, as you know, Mayor, with the governor partially opening things up February 1st, are there any changes within the city that we need to know about?
Well, City Hall has been open. Most of the people are paying online or using the website or using the purple mailbox to drop off their payments. But if they do want to come in, we're social distancing. We got plastic at the counters. They wear their mask. We do have, the employees in there. So we're really fully open. But again, a lot of the people have been doing things online and using the box. As far as the meetings are going to be on Zoom until further notice, until this COVID gets under control. And the court is still closed. This court's run by the state. They're still closed. I believe Judge Hammer is doing his arraignments via Zoom. So I think if you got a court date, they notify you and tell you how to get on your computer, and he takes care of everything on Zoom, just like we're doing right now. So,
okay.
So the court is closed, but City Hall is open, and all the other departments, are running fine too.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's the next council meeting?
Council meetings are on Zoom.
When is the next one?
February 8th.
Next council meeting.
I think it's February. I don't have it in front of me. 7th, 8th, whatever that Monday is.
Be the 8th.
The 8th.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right. Do you have the COVID numbers for us? You want to let us know what those are?
Yeah, from the county today, Garden City got another 3 new cases. We have 1,145 total confirmed as of the date from the start, and we're sitting at 31 deaths of Garden City residents since this started. Numbers appear to be going down, which is good.
Yeah.
I think as more people get vaccinated
Mm-hmm.
and more people are wearing masks and social distancing, I think we'll see these numbers continue to go down. That's what we got to hope for.
Yeah. Pretty pleased with the numbers in Garden City. They've been holding steady.
I've had both vaccines, and I had no issues with either one of them. And
Good.
my wife has had the first one. She's got her second one in a couple more weeks. But I know a lot of people that are getting the vaccine, and
It's helping.
it's going to help. So now with the state, they had 1,872 new cases today, 80 deaths, but 67 deaths out of that 80 were identified during vital records review.
Yeah.
And so far in the state, we've had 14,491 deaths to date.
Wow. Yeah. Well, they're keeping it under 2,000 the last 3 days. So if we can get it under 1,000, that'd really be huge. That would be huge.
Absolutely.
So how about any updates for Maplewood Community Center and Parks and Rec? Are they going to be open?
Yeah. Let me start with the ice rink. They got open skate, sticks and pucks, the contract group rentals for individual training. Over at Maplewood, they have dance classes, fitness classes, drop-in pickleball, drop-in badminton, kids dodgeball league. Kids dodgeball league starts Monday, February 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Adult softball registration has started. The season begins April 11th. Kickball league starts in April. There's a parents' night out February 12th from 5:30 to 9, and March 15th from 5:30 to 9. Both are $10 for the first child and $5 for siblings. There's crafts night February 23rd from 5:30 to 6:30, $6 for snow globe craft. And then drop-in preschool playtime Mondays, 9:30 to 11 for $3. Pickleball Tuesdays from 10 to noon for $3. Badminton Thursdays, 10 to noon for $3.
Wow.
So a lot going on with Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
We do have a matching grant. I'm told the Garden City Park is going to get all new playground equipment this summer,
Really? Wow.
over $300,000 worth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the playground at Garden City Park should really change this summer for the better for Garden City. So
that'll happen this summer then. Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now Maplewood, are they open? They're gonna open or?
Yeah, Maplewood's open.
Okay, they are open.
What about the library?
The library open?
You know, I don't know.
If anybody's watching, maybe they can let us know if the
Yeah.
library's open. Yeah. Okay.
Parks and Rec runs Maplewood, and the
Right.
library runs the library. That's why I didn't get that update. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
okay.
Yeah. So how about the latest on the roads program for 2021? Coming
All
along?
the road work is out to bid, and the bids are due in end of January, which is the next couple of days. So once we get those bids, that will determine how many roads we can do, because it's all about the dollars. But I can tell you, there's going to be several roads repaired this year. We are moving forward, and each year the roads are getting better and better in Garden City. That's what we want.
Right.
Property values will continue to rise.
Yes, exactly.
So.
All right. So everything's out for bid doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have the same companies from last year, right?
No, absolutely not. And I think we're getting rid of one from last year. I mean,
Yeah, we're not
we
happy.
hold them accountable, and you know,
You got to.
well, here's a problem with the road contractors. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
And I've heard it from other cities as well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in Michigan is fixing the roads. Roads are terrible everywhere, right? We're the state of the orange cones.
Right.
So these guys got so much work that, okay, Garden City, you're kicking us out. We got plenty of work in Westland, Sterling Heights. They got so much work if they just go to another city. But
Yeah.
we still try to hold them accountable, but it's like they don't care. They got so much work. I hate to say
Wow.
that, but you know, if
True.
you got that much work and you check off one city, it doesn't even affect them. They
Wow.
got so many bids out in other cities, and that's what we're dealing with. So
Mhm.
we're trying to get our roads fixed in a good manner, get quality roads. And
Right.
sometimes we talk to these guys and they make promises and they don't come through. We don't invite them back next year. But guess what? They're the next city over working. So,
Yep. Yeah, we
It's-
want quality roads for our money, that's for sure.
but that's what we're dealing with, just so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I
My-
believe. Makes sense.
My road is really nice. They did it last.
Yep.
That's good. Well,
Yeah,
man,
you got your approach done at the end of the season, I believe, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
Right.
it's all done.
Yep.
All right, Mayor, how about, what are plans for a State of the City address this year? Is that going to be done virtually?
Yeah, I'll be doing that probably end of March, I'm guessing.
End of March?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll be virtual, right?
Yeah, that'd be virtual. Yeah, it's going to be end of March because I just found out the wife booked us for Aruba
Uh-oh.
in the beginning of March. So,
Oh, boy.
so it'll be when I get back from Aruba.
Well, let's hope everything's calmed down by then anyway.
Yep.
I mean, even though you're vaccinated and I'm vaccinated, I got the first shot, Cheryl got the first shot, you still can't let your guard down, they say, so.
Nope.
Yeah. Vic Barr is in there. He says it's great the Garden City Park gets $300,000 for new equipment. Where did the funding come from?
It was a matching grant. I don't have all the details in front of me, but the city had a match, but most of it's going to be grant money, and it's going to be state-of-the-art new equipment. and I'm told it's going to look really nice.
It's awesome. Richard Werbelski, he says it's true, the quality. We want quality, and we are holding them accountable for the work, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've made them come back. We've made them redo, but
That's the main
like
thing.
I said, I've run into their attitudes. And it's like they don't care. You know, they fix it because the reason why they fix it is we hold up the last check. You're not getting paid until you redo this. So they redo it, but they sometimes some of them, not all of them, have an attitude. It's like, and I say, well, we may not invite you back next year. It's like they don't care.
Yeah,
They just
right.
work everywhere. So that's what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe
So-
that. All right, well, let's go to the last topic of the night, and it's kind of unfortunately it's a good one, big one. I watched the last council meeting Monday, and I have to ask you what the heck is going on between the city and the library. Can you explain?
Yeah, I'm sorry to see what's being said on the internet by some people that have no idea
Yeah,
what's happening between the city and the
Pretty sad,
library.
really.
To put it in simple terms, it all started back in November when the library director came to a council meeting and claimed if we charged $10 or $15 to use additional rooms, the library was going to have to cancel programs because they wouldn't have enough money. They only have $3,500 budgeted for the programs. Well, the city responded and explained that the library had enough money and that the programs would not be hurt by this small charge. At the next meeting in November, library employees made the same claim again, that the city will be responsible for the library cutting program because of a small room charge for the library to use the rooms that don't belong to them. The reason of the room charge is that the city must pay for utilities on those rooms. The city must pay for cleaning of those rooms. So at the very least, the library could pay half the price everybody else pays. At that point, the city showed everybody publicly that the library had a budget of $591,000, and they have a reserve fund, meaning money sitting in the bank, of $620,000, and they have a third fund, which is they're collecting in taxes to build a new building. The third fund is $550,000 coming in every year. Knowing that the library has this much money, there's no way that a small room charge would affect the library's operation. Instead of putting more money in the bank every year, as they do, they could have put a couple more dollars towards the cost of running the business. Now, the city began to do research into the relationship between the city and the library. Before November 9th, the library wasn't even on the city's radar. We weren't looking at it. We weren't researching it. There was no issues whatsoever, we thought. Unfortunately, when the city had to start researching the library's history, we realized that the library owes the city a lot of money from past contracts. For some reason, payments were stopped that belonged to the city. The missing payments include insurance, maintenance, retiree health care. It wasn't until this was brought up to our attention in November that made the city do the research. It was then that we realized the city was owed a lot of money in back pay, and the library must now pay the city more money every year for these charges. In addition, it became very evident the city and the library were incorrectly connected. The library is an autonomous entity and not a part of city government. Without getting too technical, the library is under state law 397.210A. This law makes the library independent from the city. As we have heard from library staff and library board members, they believe they are a department of the city. But being a 210A library, the city has no say over anything they do. The library has their own elected board, they have their own money, and they can do anything they want anytime. But unfortunately, since they believe they are a department of the city, that means they believe the city is liable for all their activities. This means that if the library gets sued for something they did, believe that the city would get sued at the same time. This is unacceptable to the city. How can the city be liable for the library's activities when the city has no say over what the library does? Therefore, this past Monday night, City Council began the termination of contract with the library that makes it look like the library and city are the same entity. Because the library is a 210 library, it is impossible for the library to be connected to the city. They are an autonomous entity. And since they are independent from the city, they must file their own financial forms to the county, into the state, as well as their own audit done. They can no longer be considered part of the city as an independent library. The contract that we terminated on Monday night goes on for 12 more months So the city will be taking care of the library's payroll, processing of its bills for another year. The contract had no ending date, meaning at some point in the future, we would have had to cancel the contract. So whether we canceled the contract 2 years ago, or we cancel today or 2 years from now, at some point, the city is going to have to cancel this contract. With the advice of our city attorney, the contract needs to be canceled now. The only difference now is that to confirm that the library is an outside entity, they need to file their own paperwork so that they are no longer mixed in with the city in financial reporting. Like the school board, like Schoolcraft College, like museums down in Detroit and Wayne County, everyone who collects city taxes is an outside entity and must report their own financial dealings to the state and do an annual audit. Although the city will continue to do their payroll and process their bills, the library will need to do their own audit and as an outside entity. This action is not a shot at the library. This action should have taken place at the start of 2011 when the library became a 210 library. Obviously, when the library was just getting started, the city was able to help as much as possible. Now that the library has all the funding it needs, the city should not be taking on the liability of the library when we have no say over their action. It only makes sense that they are separated from the city. That's all that happened on Monday night. The city council made the proper decision for the city government's future. It's a shame to see so many incorrect comments on social media led by library employees who are not telling the citizens the truth why the city is acting the way it is. The city had to respond to the library's attack that we were responsible for cutting of programs because they didn't have enough money, when clearly it shows that they do have enough money. Now that the library is claiming that the city is picking on them because we're trying to separate our relationship, when truly there was literally no relationship from the start. As a 210 library, they have nothing to do with the city, and the city has nothing to do with them. They are a library in Garden City. They are not City Hall's library. The city council's action is to make sure that the citizens are not liable for the city standpoint for any future issues that happen at the library. Again, this action should have taken place in 2011. It's taking place now. The city is acting in the best interest, and unfortunately for people are being told misinformation. For some reason, the city is picking on the library. The library has money for another 12 years to exist the way they are now and much bigger. They also have a reserve fund, which is a bank account of over 100% of their annual budget at $620,000. And the next 10 years, they will have collected $5.5 million to build a new library. At no point is the city capable to dictate anything to the library, yet for some reason, because the city doesn't want to be held liable for the library activities, people are being told incorrectly that the city is the bad guy and the library is being picked on. This makes no sense whatsoever. Again, this all started when the library director came to the microphone at the November council meeting and about the charges. We knew it wasn't true then. We know it's not true now. And that's what led to this bunch of research by the city to find out that the library is in debt to the city heavily for bills that were not paid. They didn't just realize these bills weren't paid, because at the last library board meeting, it mentioned that they knew they didn't pay these bills. They claimed the reason they didn't pay the bills is the city did not send them an invoice. That sounds like a group that knows they owe money and choose not to pay. Now apparently they're mad that we're looking at those old contracts and tell them they owe the city money. So it seems to me what everybody thinks they know, because they're only getting one side of the story on social media, is wrong. And that's why city council looks unified in making decisions, because the city council knows the truth behind this entire situation. The vote Monday night was 7-0, the entire council. And we have all the data. We did all the research.
Right.
We did start the research until we were accused of hurting the library. I don't expect the library ever thought this was going to happen when they decided to arbitrarily attack the city, but this is what happened. Now everybody knows they have enough funding to take care of themselves. We now know the library has not been paying the city the money they owe and agreed to on signed contracts back in 2018. We know that they owe more money to the city every year than they were paying, and now it's become official that they are an outside entity and they need to be separated from the city. Again, if you just look at the library post on the internet, you will definitely are not being told the full story. The city does not respond to social media. So if you see a one-sided story on the internet, it's because you're only seeing one side of the story. If you want to know the other side of the story, either come and meet us with us at City Hall or come to a council meeting. For the listeners out there that heard me talk about this tonight, I'm sure you heard information that you've never heard before. The city council doesn't make arbitrary decisions. Council decisions are well thought out, researched in advance, and proper decision for the best interest for the taxpayers of our city government is always considered. So basically, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect the residents at all. The library is going to be there tomorrow. This is just, they're not, when they put people on the ballot. See, I used to appoint members to the library board, just
Right.
like I do boards and commissions and.
Now they're elected.
In 2011, I believe it was, or 2012, they wanted to have an elected board. They put people on the ballot. The residents of Garden City elect the library board members, just like they do the school board members, just like they do mayor and council.
Mhm.
And this is the main reason that they're separate from us, and they're their own entity. They're not a city department. The city manager runs the city. Every employee in the city reports to the city manager. He disciplines, he hires, he fires. Okay, we don't do that with the library. We have no say over the library. So they're not a department of the city.
Mhm.
They report to the library director and the library board, which is the president, I think, Paul Werhane. But we have no say over the library. So they're not a department of ours. And that's all we're saying. But it's not going to affect the operational library. The library is still going to be there tomorrow. It's not going to affect the residents. But the residents need to understand what we're doing here is we're just separating to prevent us from future possible lawsuits that could hold the city liable for something that the library does. So we're separating, saying you're your own entity and you have nothing to do with Garden City. Other than they're in Garden City, they're called the Garden City Library, but
Right.
they're not a department of the city. And that's all we're doing.
Right. Well, it's just sad that it has come to this point, and the social media comments definitely uncalled for. And I do want to put it out there, just to be fair, that the library board, anyone on the board is welcome to come on the show and talk about this as well. But because there is two sides to every story, so I just want to get that out there. But
And it's a shame in our country. I mean, social media, you see it every day. Look at our presidential election.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years, social media, they are either attacking
so
Biden
divided.
or attacking Trump. I don't
Yeah.
care who you wanted for private. What I'm saying, the attacks are out. People just attack. I think people say stuff on a keyboard that they wouldn't say to your face.
Mhm.
And just people are just rude and mean a lot of times on social media, and it's uncalled for. And when you get involved in that, then it's like a ping pong. You go back and forth. You're throwing gasoline on the fire. That is why we have a social media policy for all the city employees, and we do not you won't see us comment on social media. We'll comment at the council meeting.
Mhm.
We monitor. If we hear and see stuff, we'll bring it up and talk about it at a council meeting. But we will not go back and forth with people on social media. We just don't do that.
Mhm.
It doesn't pay to, because then everybody jumps in. What about this? What about this? And I heard you said this, and it just turns into a
Yeah.
mess. And
Social media can be a fantastic thing if it's used right, but it can
Yep.
be a terrible thing if it isn't. That's for sure.
if you want the facts from city council,
And-
we give them at the council meeting, and then you can always call us. You can come in, have a meeting with me, the city manager. We'll show you, what we got and why we're doing this and that. We're transparent.
Right.
I'd rather people come in and, let us show what we got instead of just making comments on social media because they heard one side of it. And it just,
Right. I know you and the city manager and the council all have an open door meeting, open door policy.
absolutely,
If they want to come in and discuss this further, they're more than welcome.
absolutely.
Set it up with you.
Yep.
And this has nothing to do with the city hating the library,
Absolutely.
the library. This is just totally separation.
Let me tell you this. All 7 members of council are Garden City residents that live
Right.
here their whole life. Most of us lived here our whole life. They love the city. This isn't about hating the library. It's not, we're against the library. It's the school board's not a department of the city. They're their own entity. Okay, it's the same thing. The library, when they got their elected board, they're their own entity now. They're just not a department of the city, just like the school board isn't. We have no say what the school board does. They have their own board, their own budget. It's the same thing. We don't hate the school board either. I mean, you know what I mean? The school board runs our public schools. The library runs the library. We run the city. But that's all this is. And people are reading too much into it and listening to other people that aren't telling the whole story. And it's just a mess. But I think I pretty much explained it tonight. So
yeah. So those 12 months, you'll still continue to do their
yeah. It said right in the contract that this contract can be terminated by either party, either the library or the city, with a 12-month notice. So
Right.
it has a clause in the contract. We're exercising that clause, and we gave notice Monday night. You got 1 year. We're terminating in 1 year. So they got a whole year to figure this out.
Right. Right. Yeah, they could maybe even possibly, get the software themselves and save some money.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to save them money because, and it's going to save us a little bit of money. That $30,000 they pay us, 7,000 or 8,000 of that we have to pay for the audit of the library and our audit. So we're going to save a little bit of money. And I think they have 6. I could be wrong. Roughly 6 part-time employees and 3 full-time. So you're talking they got 9 or 10 employees. Okay, you got small mom and pop operations like that in businesses in the city and elsewhere. These places don't have an HR director for 9 employees. A lot of this can be done by the library director. They can get software. They can get a company to do an audit. I guarantee you, they can get an audit for that small of a department. See, our audit is every department in the city plus the library right now.
Right, that's a
When they
lot.
spin off, they're just going to get an audit of the library. I think they're going to save money. And,
Yeah, maybe.
so, it's,
Marty Jane says, I just want to say, as a citizen of the city, I think you guys are doing a great job. Good point, too, if you have any questions, come into the meeting.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's
Again, all the council members are residents of this city and love this city. They're serving the city because they love it. And we're not going to do anything to trash anything in the city, whether it's the school, the library, Parks and Rec, Maplewood Center. We all care about this city. That's why we're constantly moving forward. We're, like I said, we're going to be fixing the park up, new programs. We're fixing the roads. We're doing all these things to make our city better. And there's no hate here, and people are reading into it. We're just spinning off because they're their own entity. That's
right.
it.
Right.
Nothing else. Nothing. Don't read into it.
How much do they owe you in back fees?
Well, I don't really want to give that number.
Right.
It's, I don't think I should give that number right now because we're working it out with our attorney and their attorney.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to comment on that?
Yeah. It'll come out at the end, I think. But yeah, I don't.
Well, I hope it's all resolved amicably and everybody can move forward after this,
Put it this way, it's not going to break them. It's not going to take their 600,000 or nothing like that.
And it's not going to change any plans for the new library or the existing library, correct? Other
Right.
than they're going to do their own finances in 12 months.
Yeah. And those questions you need to ask them because they run the
Right.
library.
Right. So yeah, once again,
Ask them when they're going to build the library. That's
I'm gonna put it out there.
that's questions we can't answer.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Anything else you want to talk about?
I believe.
Next council meeting is February 8th, and that will be on Zoom again, right?
Yep. Just
And you can go to the city website and get that information on how to join.
I want to brag on our police department. I know you guys heard about a shooting a month and a half, 2 months ago in the Sheridan area.
Right.
I believe it was within 72 hours, our police department had all 4 of those individuals
Wow.
arrested in jail.
Oh, wow.
People hear things about our city and think, oh, we have a great police department that follows up. So
You do.
those guys are locked up. And
And they're out from outside of the city, a lot of these people.
Yep.
It has
So
nothing to do with our citizens.
no. And there's some more I'll be able to give information down the road, changes we're going to make to keep crime down in our city. We got a little bit of problem that's going on now. We got to put some ordinances in place.
Yeah,
And I'll be back at a future date to explain all that to you. I don't want to
right.
release that now, but we are going to do things to make the city safer and make residents not have to,
Put up with a lot of
put
stuff.
up with certain stuff. Certain things we got to clean up, and we're going to do it. So
Good,
we're
good.
always looking at our ordinances and where we can make enhancements and change things. And a lot of stuff's outdated from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
We're always updating, old ordinances and things out of the charter.
hmm
But no, we got a great city. We got a great police department. We got a great DPS. I cannot believe our DPS hasn't had to do much snow this year. We haven't had any snow because we brag on how good they plow, and they really haven't had to plow that much.
No.
They've had a couple water main breaks. I've seen them out there again today
Yeah,
on
that's
Ford
correct.
Road.
Right.
Brutal weather to do that.
But and out in that cold, I wouldn't want to do that for me.
Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal.
Our employees are the best.
Great fire department too. Shout
Fire
out.
department's the best. All of our departments, they do great. The girls and guys in City Hall, we got good employees. I mean, what can I say?
Well, we're going to be partially opening February 1st, so hopefully that's going to help our restaurants and businesses too.
Our small businesses have been suffering. Please
Support.
get in the business. Eating our local restaurants.
Carry
Right now you can't carry out, but we got to help them. They're struggling.
Yeah, it's been really, really tough on everyone. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right, Mayor. Thank you so much for coming on. It's great information tonight.
Yeah,
And
I appreciate it.
We really appreciate it. And you're welcome back anytime.
Okay. Thank
Your
you.
contact information is up on the screen there.
Yep.
Walker R at gardencitymi.org.
Yep.
They can email you if they want to come in and talk to you about anything, including the library situation.
Absolutely.
Do that. And once again, the invitation is out for the library board. Anyone want to come on the show, just contact me, reach out, and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, you take care and feel better, eh?
Yeah, I'm trying, buddy.
All right, we'll see you.
Thank you.
All right, night. All right. Mayor Randy Walker. It's a shame. It's a shame that it had to come down to this with the library, but hopefully they're going to get this resolved. Right, Mike?
Yes.
All right. You got a couple announcements there, correct?
I do. I had a little trouble printing out a couple of your announcements. The print was big, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it all on one page, so I had to do a lot of hand copying to complete the sentences and what have you.
Uh-huh.
But I think I've got it.
All right. We're good. Let's see. Okay, you ready to sing your intro here?
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that next Wednesday is the anniversary of the day the music died.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and for those that don't know, you want to explain that real quick?
That was the day that the plane with Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens crashed in Iowa. And
Lost all that.
yeah,
that was terrible. Terrible.
yeah, as I say, the day the music died.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll try to keep it alive on this show.
Yes, sir. Like right now. Here we go.
Okay. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie. 'Cause it'll be the day when I die.
All right, sounds good. What you got?
Okay, sports venue says we are still collecting bottles and cans. All proceeds go to our out-of-work employees. Thank you for your continued support.
Yeah, that's a great thing they're doing there for them.
Yeah. The 2021 Lucky Squirrel Outdoor Flea Market Craft and Vendor Events, 150 vendors. arts, crafts, antiques, and more, free admission. There's going to be 5 of them this year. They're on, I guess must be the third Saturday of the month. May 15th is the first one. Then June 19th, July 17th, August 21st, and September 18th. Runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Garden City Town Center lot. Free parking is available. That's in the northwest corner of Ford and Middlebelt. For you out-of-towners, it's north of Detroit Metro Airport, just minutes from I-275, I-75, I-96, and I-94. For vendor information, go to www.downtowngardencity.com or call 734-261-2830. Kiwanis are going to have a booth at each of these things. I think one of those earlier ones, we're going to be selling flowers.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yep. And then we got a couple of straight farmhouse announcements. Like I said, I had to copy a lot of this by hand, so hopefully I'll get it right. Straight Farmhouse, February 6th, 6 p.m., 6221 Merriman in Garden City. Join us as Laurel shares the magic of the old top hat as we gather to create this fun-loving guy will meet your heart. No experience necessary. As our part, Laurel will take you step by step in the painting process. Laurel has been teaching painting to all ages and experiences levels. Each painting is 16 by 20. The cost of this acting event is $35 with a portion going back to the Straight Farmhouse. You're welcome to bring your favorite adult beverage. Class size is limited, so please make sure to reserve your spot, as our last class sold out. Sign up by texting or calling Laurel at 734-522-5930.
Right, and the fun-loving guy with the old top hat is a snowman that they're going to be painting.
Okay.
So, pretty cool, yeah. I saw that, just for those that wanted to know.
Yeah, thank you for filling anything that I'm leaving out, because like I said,
That's
I do
okay.
a lot of this copying from hand, because I couldn't print out the whole page, and I get the left side of it, and I got to figure out what all the rest of it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is another one, Sunday, January 31st, so it's coming up from 2:45 to 4:30. Tickets available at sfh.ludus, that's ludus.com. Where is it going to be? You're going to be doing it in the comfort of your home. We're going to be using a Zoom for this event. What is it? A fundraiser for the Straight Farmhouse Garden City Historical Museum. This is a virtual road rally. All you need is your computer and a connection to the internet. How does it work? You get your team of 2 to 6 people. You sign up and pay at the website below. You will be emailed login instructions a few days before the rally, along with all information, tips, sample rules, etc. You can sign up at www.sfh.ludus.com. You will log into Zoom at 2:45 on January 31st at, I think that's 2 o'clock. You will receive...
Yeah,
in
2:45.
2:45?
Yeah.
You receive instructions at this time. Each team will be sent to a breakout room to solve clues. You record your answers on the electronic answer sheet. When you have finished, you will submit your answer sheet. The winner will be based on points determined by the number of correct answers and how quickly you finished.
Right.
Prizes are $100 first place, $50 second place, $25 third place, Tickets are $15 a person. Things you should do after you sign up. Come up with a clever team name. Watch your email as the event gets closer, and it's getting pretty close already.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, pick up snacks and beverages for road rally night. And if you have any questions, call Kim Marquette at 734-812-1559.
Right.
You followed along with that, Gary. Correct
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
it.
All right. I did want to mention that Don Nicholson from the Marketplace dropped off the Marketplace magazine, the paper today.
You got an extra one of those?
Yeah, I do.
I'll have to stop by and pick one up.
Yeah,
I'll wear
it's,
a mask.
it's Bernie, the Burn. He stopped by Willie the Pig there.
Yeah, that's really catching on, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the Valentine issue. A lot of good businesses in here that you can support during COVID here. So check it out. And it's pretty cool. A lot of events in there too as well. So
Yeah.
we will do that. And let's see what else I got. I just wanted to mention that. Oh, I wanted to mention, let's see, I got a few comments in here. Jerry
Yeah.
Thorne, owner of Party Animals. The animals are in Las Vegas and they say hi.
Yeah.
Hi back.
Yeah.
Also, the vice president of the library board, Drew McMeechan, he would love to come on the show and discuss. So, Drew,
Yeah.
send me your contact information. Send it to me on Facebook, facebook.com/GCChat. You can message me through there or go to gccommunitychat.com and contact us that way. Also, Richard Warbelski from Chubb Smokehouse Catering will be at the Lucky Squirrel, so look forward to that. He's got some great food.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Ford's in there. Hi,
Mhm.
Kathy. Let's see. Marty James is in there. Don't jinx us with snow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mrs. Chat's in there. Vic Barra was in there from Westland.
Well, the day before the music died is Groundhog Day. We'll see what
Oh boy.
that critter predicts for the winter.
Yeah. Patty Fix is in there. A lot of folks been watching and listening. So
Oh, good.
your support.
We
Appreciate that.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, has anybody considered being a guest on our show? Or maybe you know someone who might be a guest or be interested. If so, it's very easy. You can contact us through our website at gccommunitychat.com. Just send us your name, email address, and a brief message, and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Or you can message us on Facebook. During this time, you can do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home like we did tonight, or from your office. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization. You'd like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today, and we look forward to hearing from you. Let's see. I don't have anything else, Mike. Anything else you want to say? Any last words?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Faye
Computer.
and I are still waiting to schedule our COVID shots.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, boy, I hope you get them. That's for sure.
Well, you know me, I'm not the most computer literate, so when they say, well, go on a portal of your your health insurance provider,
I know. Keep an
I think
eye on Garden City Hospital's website, because they're going to be making schedules too. So
Okay.
you just got to keep an eye on it. When it pops up, it fills up real quick. Dawn Corey from Angels Above Baby Gowns is watching us from Ocala, Florida.
She's still down in Florida, huh?
In the 80s. Yeah, what?
She's still down in Florida, huh?
Yeah, misses us, she says. Hello from Ocala, Florida. Thanks for watching us. Appreciate that. Well, with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Special thanks to Garden City Mayor Randy Walker. Had some good information for us. Once again, you can contact the mayor at walkerr Walker are at gardencitymi.org. And like he says, he's got an open door policy. Any of the council, the city manager, you can always go and discuss stuff with him. Also, thanks to my co-host, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Great job as always. And to Mr. Mike Jones. Thank you, sir. And thanks to all of you for tuning in once again tonight. It's very much appreciated. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And then a little later, we'll be on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. Sure to click on the red subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate it. Check them out, especially if you tuned in late tonight. That's for sure. There was a lot of good information. And as we always do at the end of each show, Mike, we want to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders,
Absolutely.
fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe. And we want you to know that your families and you are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. They would appreciate it. All right, remember the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses, but please support them safely. That means maintaining your distance and masking up. They need that support now more than ever. Support them when you can. Remember, our restaurants are going to be opening up soon with some restrictions, and that doesn't mean you can let your guard down. Continue to wear that mask, wash your hands, and safe distance, and we'll all get through this safely together. And if you see something,
Say something.
yeah, absolutely, you better. We got to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, be sure to head on over to DopperTomsWeather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website. You can keep track of the snow and accumulations and the radar and all that.
Thank
So
you.
we will see you right back here next Thursday, February 4th, with our guests, members of the Garden City Neighborhood Watch Patrol. They revived that, and they're looking for volunteers. And so I hope you'll tune in for that. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. We want you to mask up and have a great night. You guys take care. See you, Mike.
Yeah, we'll see you, Gary.